Oh my goodness. I am really not confident about this. I don't know what to do. Help me. Oh my gosh. Hey everyone, it's Barry here. Hope you're well. This is a rice cooker. Yeah, my video today isn't about this actual specific rice cooker. It cost me £25. And if you don't know what it is, you get a lid, you get like a measuring cup, well not always, a little spatula. This is a steaming tray, which is optional. Some don't have that, and others have like grilling plates and everything where you can cook in it and do so much more. You have this removable bucket, which is actually really important because you do not want to be cooking on the heating element, which is basically where it all comes from. I've only had rice from a rice cooker once, and it did actually blow my mind, but then I was like, well, it just cooks rice. But that's not the point of today's video. I remember that rice being super fluffy and it kept warm, right? So it was a party, it was made hours before, and like with this one, you've got a warm setting where you can just keep it there ready until people want to have it, and it stays just as good with like minimal effort. All the rave stuff right now is about air fryers, as I'm finding they're pretty cool, but I think a rice cooker is quite underestimated. In fact, I found a review by someone of this actual rice cooker. It was a student, and it completely changed her life. She doesn't use the hob at all, literally cooks all her dinner in there, and it kind of made me go crazy in terms of the ideas we can do today. I could have spent like the whole weekend cooking this thing. We're gonna do 4 things, all right? But on that review, that person mentions how she did pizza, like pull apart flatbread, so with ready-made dough and fillings, more stubborn grains like couscous, did a chili, mac and cheese and pasta, porridge, or some of you might call that oatmeal, bao buns, steamed bao buns with those baskets. With that steamer thing, like I say, so they don't all come with it, that can replicate that. Then you've got things like risottos and paellas, plus creamy rice pudding. But I'm gonna do 4 things that really intrigued me in true Barry style. We're gonna do rice first of all to showcase it. We'll showcase the steaming basket. Then we're gonna try and cook some ribs in it in its own barbecue sauce that's gonna bubble away. And then we're gonna try a Japanese jiggly cheesecake, which I'm really unconfident about. But that is not it. I'm just trying to show the diversity of this today. So let's get going. We'll take the lid off. We're gonna need this thing. Apparently with the instruction manual for this one, it does actually, most of them come with that. It tells you the exact portions that you need for the rice quantities and the water. It's all about that, and that water does get hot. And Mrs. B absolutely hates it whenever I open packets of rice, because normally I just get really like, oh, I'm just gonna cut it off here. And I'll just rip it, and then she's like, why don't you use that thing? And end up using the Wrap Master and covering it in loads of cling film. They had different types of rice. This is basmati, but they also had easy cook basmati. I'm not fully sure the difference between the two, but apparently these cookers work really well for more stubborn rice that I find, like jasmine and things like that, which sometimes you want a little bit harder texture anyway. And depending on the fluffiness, it's all about that water ratio you put in. Normally, it's 1:1. Your manual will normally help you, or you can always Google it. There's some amazing rice like websites out there to get you perfect rice. But I'm expecting amazing things from this. Washing the starch off, do that with any rice you can. Okay, just try and do that automatically. It really does help. Lid goes on. And I wonder if it's going to be a little bit like popcorn, because that is quite low down. You know, in popcorn, you put like 1 piece in, it's just like, boom, the kernel turns into loads of them. Ooh, green light. So it's got warm or cook, so I think we want to push it down to cook, which is going to warm that heating element right up to 100 degrees to boil that water. So we're cooking rice. This is a good start. I'll keep you posted. And in terms of energy use compared to say like a slow cooker, when it's doing some like preheat like that, the actual cook side, it's probably using a fair bit of power. But when it's on the warm setting, just sitting there for hours, because it doesn't actually have an on off. They like these rice cookers generally, it's so like, right, do you want me to be like cooking, or do you want me warm? It's kind of like me on a beach. I don't know what I meant by that. It's up to you if you want to stir the rice as well. I'm feeling fairly confident, but of course there is the risk that it could burn if the water dries out. So you need to make sure you've got your eye on that one. Ooh, wow. Yeah, okay, it got us. I can confirm though that that rice is cooked wonderfully, and it's still got that little bit of moisture coming to the top because it's on now that warm mode, which is where you can leave it. It's good to do that anyway after the first batch of the cooking the rice anyway, but that was when I went to that party. It's like, yeah, I made this like 3 hours ago. So that is the great thing. It can just sit there now, it will not burn it, but I'm kind of keen to taste it. All right. So I've left that to steam for about 10 minutes. Ah, it's all like fluffy and not soggy and crunchy. And actually, most importantly, it's not burnt underneath. That is amazing. Well, let's see what it tastes like first. Oh, yeah, it looks great. I've never judged rice so heavy. There's people that do art on like grains of rice. That's amazing. Oh, that is incredible. I mean, it's quite bland. I don't mind rice, I love it, but that texture is amazing. Right, so we're now actually gonna self-stock. I'm going to wash out our little bucket there. We're gonna pour some water and then stick a stock cube in and then steam some salmon and vegetables in a similar time to the rice, actually. It says we can only do a maximum of 6 cups of this when we're steaming it. A minimum of 3, a maximum of 6. And in my opinion, I think you should always go for the most you can, just in case prevents that option of it all completely burning out. I've got a stock cube in here as well. We're just gonna stick that in. And this is the steamer tray. You can see I've got it on some baking parchment, but I've left a gap for a few holes so the steam can still get up and around the salmon, broccoli, and the corn. I've given it a little bit of salt and pepper on there, but of course you could do like butters and things because all of that is going to fall into that below. So again, adding that more fluid in there, you're going to end up with a pretty cool stock as well. The lid goes on. Well, that looks quite pretty in there, doesn't it? The other thing to say, of course, is steaming as a cooking method. I feel like there's either people that do loads of it, or there's people like, nah. It's actually quite underrated as well. It's insanely healthy. And there are ways of like portioning up where you're steaming, where you can have different things cooking at different times and then add them at later dates. There's also some pretty good appliances for that. So yeah. And also you get a free beef smelling beauty facial. But you can see the colour of that salmon's just changing now. So another sort of 6 minutes or so and yeah. Woo! Tell you what, even from the rice and this, that's an amazing lunch. And as my arm just found out when I showed you that camera angle and I gently put it over the steam, steam's hot. Get a little bit of that stock and drizzle it over. Oh, if you're wondering why rice has suddenly appeared in that tub, it's because I took the opportunity there to take a thumbnail. Oh, that's nice. It's small sweet corn though, so if it was a fatter one, that will need a longer steaming time. You'd want to put that in first. Broccoli? I love broccoli. It's like you're eating a hedge. Salmon? Absolutely delicious. And actually dribbling a little bit of that stock on really added to it. Right. The timer didn't go off. I'm hopeful for this next one. We're gonna cook some barbecue ribs. Well, they're not barbecue. Rice cooker ribs in here. All right, make no bones about it. And these are ribs with bones in, sorry for the pun. Ribs, okay, we're gonna get some sugar on these, which is hopefully gonna caramelize, but we're gonna cook them in the rice cooker on their own in oil too. Brown sugar, okay, dark brown sugar going on. We'll leave the rest in the bowl because there is quite a bit there. We want to use all of this to help create this sauce that it's going to bubble away in, all right? Here's our dish, and we're going to add in some oil. We're going to do cook to get that oil hot with the ribs in right now, okay? Just to brown them before dumping the other stuff in. Just wash my hands, not sure if you can hear this. That oil is warming up. And we just want to lightly brown it. I mean, you could do this on the hob, but my aim is to try and make it all cook in here, right? It's very easy to forget that there is actually oil in here, so be very careful. Keep it turning. But all I'm going to do is finish this, a few more minutes, and we'll have it drained out, all right? Suddenly feeling really confident about this. Cheesecake, I don't know. So back in with all of that extra sugar, all right? Oh my goodness. We're now going to follow up with some beer. You could use any beer that you want, really. And also some barbecue sauce, all right? Nice big sticky barbecue sauce. That is really gonna work with that sugar. Like a kind of big rice cauldron. I'm just gonna help it stir through a little bit, but a little bit like the stock with that salmon earlier, it probably won't need much help. This smells incredible. Lid on, and I will see you in an hour. I'll keep you posted if anything crazy happens, like Boston does the tango or something, but the smell alone, I think this is gonna be awesome. Folks, it's about 20 minutes to go and it's reduced down enough that there was a gap where I could actually stick the tray in again. So I'm cooking up some more salmon, corn and broccoli so that Mrs. B can have that for her lunch. So if you're doing this like that, like you could be cooking pasta or another sauce in the bottom half and then steaming your salmon or other vegetables to blend in with it as one pot meal. That is pretty cool. How's that?
Very tender and soft. It's lovely. Thank you.
Bit of barbecue sauce on it, but we won't talk about that.
Okay.
Folks, that has been an hour. I'm now flicking it up myself to the warm mode because, I don't know about you, it has reduced down massively. Let me show you. Ooh. And obviously this is warm too, so it will thicken up as it cools down, but it has reduced down by at least 2/3. It's up to you, you can keep pushing it, but I do like the idea of having that sauce to dunk in. We've gone from extreme healthy steamed salmon to sugar-coated beer ribs. All right. Oh my goodness. Absolutely stonking. Tender, not quite falling apart. I could push the cooking length a little bit longer. Maybe add a little bit more water in there to buy us some more cooking time. But absolutely phenomenal. Right, that has been a massive success. I need to wash up my bowl, prepare myself to see if we can make this cheesecake. You can make other cakes in there easy, but this seems like a challenge. This recipe could fail. This is some cream cheese that I've warmed in the microwave but has now cooled down. Apparently the importance is to keep this thing really smooth. This is 2 egg yolks. It might not look like it, but there's one, and the other one kind of exploded. Thank you. Keep it as smooth as we can. Apparently this is the important thing. But I really think this is going to burn. So now we shimmy in the sugar. Very bizarre, folks, not going to lie. This was not where I was intending to go, or indeed where this rice cooker thought it was going to go. Some lemon juice now, some flavour. In this sieve is going to go some cake flour, so just super light flour basically. I might pass the whole batter through a sieve in a minute, just to try and get it as smooth as I can. And then some skimmed milk. I don't know why skimmed, but hey, there's sugar in there already. That is incredibly smooth. I mean, more like a pancake batter now. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to pass it through that sieve. Yeah, okay. There's a few lumps still there. So hopefully we've got a nice smooth batter. Dun 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 dun. Head whisk. Egg whites. Alright, nice stiff peaks. So we'll take it in batches, like thirds, and then just fold it in, okay? Oh, nearly there. That is taking blooming ages, folks. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna take that. I don't wanna over stir it. Right, apparently we have to grease the bowl. Now, I am really worried about this going to cook mode, which is like the 100 degrees temperature, all right? I'm really worried about that. Because apparently some rice cookers have something called cake mode, which apparently is perfect for this recipe. I don't have cake mode. I have cook, which is gonna basically boil the batter, or warm. So that is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and just keep it warm and slowly cook it through. Oh my gosh. To give it the best chance, I'm going to, it's actually cold right now, but as we know, we can put the lid on, make sure it's on warm, and it's going to stay on warm, so 65 degrees-ish rather than 100. That is going to be our best chance for this to cook. I know the other way it would be hilarious, but I kind of want this to work. Apparently in 40 minutes, we should have a jiggly cheesecake. I am really, really not confident about this. The one thing I'm going to say, well, apart from forgetting my cardboard cutouts today, this thing, I am not taking the lid off. The steam is what's going to give it that rise, and particularly at a lower temperature, I need to keep that heat in there. Any sort of cool down could make it flatten, so I've just got to do it by eye and, well, give it the full time and maybe beyond. But it's been 10 minutes, it's not burnt yet. Maybe with a slightly biased eye, it looks like it's risen slightly, so I'm clinging on to that hope. Folks, I've been here an hour now, so there's my coffee I've been having. It's supposed to leave it for less than an hour in its entirety. 40 minutes is the most. So it was on the slow cook mode, nothing was really happening. So I thought periodically, oh, I'll just boost the temperature a bit. And when I put it down to the actual cook from the warm mode, it suddenly like got completely crazy and has gone to like this weird sort of cauliflower texture. The only thing is I have overcooked it potentially from the time. I can't see the bottom. It could be completely burnt, but at the same time, I could turn it out and it might completely be all raw in the middle. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Help me. I think I'm going to give it another 10 minutes and then we'll just go for it because it's on a hot surface underneath that, and we turn it out so that'll be that side facing up. It'll look golden brown maybe, but it could also look like charcoal. I can smell burning. I've just turned this off. Actually, let me show you. I can see potential. It has come away from the sides. It has got a little bit of wiggle in it, we'll give it that, but it looks like it's shrinking by the moment. I've got a trivet there. We'll stick this down. Oh, that definitely fell out. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, look at that. Well, that is not puffy at all, is it? Oh no, oh no, oh no. Just out of shot down there is a big blob. See, that was my fear with it. I left it on the low setting for ages, about sort of half an hour into it. I'm like, it's not doing anything. It was still raw, you could see it. Turn that heat on just intermittently every couple of minutes just to boost it, and then it started to help. I tell you what, it is cooked through just. If I was going to do this properly, I mean, we've lost that rise entirely. It's gone so flat and thin. The next step was to chill it, but it's not worked. That rice cooker isn't designed for it. It does taste amazing though, I will give it that. I have had a lot worse things. There were so many other things that I could have done that would have been easier to showcase that rice cooker that absolutely I knew would have worked, but I wanted to have some fun with that, and I'm not that disappointed about it because I think we found today, those things that you've done, the list that I gave at the start, is just a minimal amount of the things that you can make in this. But for 25 quid, I'm actually going to keep hold of this. I have always wanted to have a rice cooker, and based on the rice alone, it was bloomin' stonking indeed. Even Boston turned his nose up at it, but I think he would like ribs. Cheers. For context, 3 days ago I filmed those scenes, and yesterday with Chloe we attempted to make it again based on some advice that I got, basically switching it to cook like you would with the rice and it'll know when to change. We lined it with a baking parchment and it was going okay, looking promising at stages. That is actually jiggling. Had a solid hour in there. Ooh, I think that might be burnt still though. Oh my gosh, that does not sound good. Oh, oh no! Look, I destroyed the baking parchment. But if I peel it back, it made its way through. Oh my gosh. So, I think conclusion with this one in particular, for your first introduction to a rice cooker, maybe get one with a cake mode, but I'm not going to let this defeat me. I'm going to keep trying this over and over, but maybe I'll make some porridge tonight. But even hopefully from this video, I've shown that there are lots of things you can do with it, and it might kind of surprise you. So maybe I'll do a follow-up video if you want to see it. I don't know, it's up to you if you get one, but we are 100% keeping this. It's rather stonking indeed. Hope you enjoyed the video.